Howdy guys, welcome back to another episode of the Dizzy Cap Car Show on tour, and today we've got a venue for you like no other. Check out behind me, there's an old school shelter from back in the Second World War when this used to be an old airfield. Loads and loads of history which is steeped around the place, so we'll have a little look at that. But inside these shelters is what we've come here to see today. Lots and lots of classic cars, pre-war up to sort of more modern stuff, but some really cool, lovely collector's items. So welcome to the Dizzy Cap Car Show, welcome to the Classic Motor Hub. Let's get on and have a look at some absolutely fantastic cars.
So, before we get on to the main event, I do just want to say that while I am there and sat and chatting around all these cars, I make one or two mistakes. One or two mistakes which I didn't even realise I'd made until I was looking back at this footage. So if you spot any mistakes, make sure to pop them in the comments below. Make sure to give me some jip for them, because they were really stupid. On with the video.
How do you even tackle a place that's got this many amazing cars in it? I mean, just look at them. It's just, oh wow. And this one is one of the newer of the facilities. They've got the obviously old hall hangar down there. I'm going to start off with a couple of go-over shots just of the whole lot, and then I'm going to try and focus in on one or two of these cars, because there's no way that I can cover all of these cars in this one video. There's just some absolutely incredible stuff here. It's the sorts of stuff that I really look for at classic car shows. Jensen Healy.
Interceptor. Ugh.
The Triumph Stag over here, absolutely lovely Corvette as well. But I mean, there's just some absolutely incredible rare beasts. A racing Maserati here you just don't get to see out and about all the time. So just incredible. You can just see the amount of the variety, the absolutely awesome nature of the car. So let's go and check out the old hangar as well. Have a couple of shots down there, and then we're going to focus in on a couple of these cars. So we've got a whole host of pre-war bits and pieces. Lovely array of different Aston Martins. Couple of Jaguar E-types. This hangar is bliss. What better place to start the actual tour than inside the original blister shelter of Bibury, RAF Bibury, with the old airfield down here. This is a Second World War airfield, and it was actually used as a bit of a relief base for a little while for the surrounding area, then turned into a fighter squadron, which was 87 Squadron of Hurricanes, 97 Squadron of Spitfires, and behind me there are some absolutely fantastic pictures of the old school stuff. I will put a couple of those up while I'm chatting away, but this was the only remaining building left. It was a grass strip originally. This here plus the little section outside here is all that's left of the original airfield. So Martin thought, when he saw this place originally as a combine servicing centre, a drafty old hangar, he decided to take it on to form his business, the Classic Motor Hub. But he's done a lot of work in the past with a lot of people to help bring to life some of the history of the area. He doesn't want to do any changing to this at all. There's lovely little models of airplanes up in the ceiling, and all of the original sort of metalwork framework for the inside of the shelter is all still visible as well. So it's an absolutely fantastic place, backdrop for this absolutely incredible business. Having met Martin briefly earlier, he's an absolutely lovely chap. He's got a huge amount of knowledge through auction houses and stuff from classic cars, and the variety that is in this place is just incredible. This is properly kid in a candy shop sort of stuff. You can come up here, grab yourself a coffee, and you can have a wander around some of these absolutely incredible motors. It's an ever-changing scene, they said. They absolutely love the fact that they're selling cars to people that really want to use classic cars, and these are high-end classic cars, but they come in here and they run these engines, they get them out and about in the road to keep them ticking over, and then sell them on to people that really like enjoying them as well. Just makes the air about the place a really, really lovely place to be. And to come down here, grab yourself a coffee, or just have a wander around some of these cars, which you just don't see unless you go to something of a specialist event, specialist venue, and that sort of stuff. So it's absolutely wicked of them. So thanks so much to the Classic Motor Hub for having me along today. Let's get on and have a little look around some of these cars. Absolutely monstrous looking Bentley here. It is absolutely huge compared to the other pre-war bits and pieces that are next to it. You can see the scale of this absolute beast. Absolutely wicked looking dinner plate sized chrome lights on there, and they've done an absolutely fantastic job rebuilding this car. A lot of the stuff on here, I've been told, is brand new, either fabricated or bought brand new. So this is a it's an original chassis with loads and loads of refurb bits on, but a lot of the parts are also brand new. As a sold example, an absolutely wicked one, and I'd love to see this out and about at a show. Bentley. Check out the dash in here. This is where these old school pre-war motors come into their own. Check out these gauges. Driving these things must just be an experience. What a machine. I never profess to know huge amounts about these old school, especially pre-war bits and pieces, but look inside there. Very cool. Got these push rod valves over here, look. All open. And you can see it all going around, moving when the engine's running. It's incredible. You see the individual barrels for the pistons and everything. What an absolutely fantastic car. And then look at the side profile of that. I mean, if that wasn't an old school pre-war racer, I don't know what is. What a fantastic looking thing. So I'm just sat here with Aston Martin on this side, Aston Martin just there behind the camera, and this Maserati 4CS right behind me here. What an absolutely incredible machine. It's a race-built Maserati from back in 1934. I mean, what? Brought back to the former glory, 2014, it was finished, and what an absolutely incredible car it is too. And then behind that, yet another gem, SCA MT4, a one-off built race car from back in 1954. Let's have a little look around these two, and then we'll crack on with some Aston Martins. Doesn't that thing look incredible? What a fantastic machine. Stood here in front of an AC Cobra. What a machine, and some absolutely fantastic cars all the way through this hangar. But what is synonymous with luxury prestige cars, and that is Aston Martin. And don't we have a whole host of them here today? We've got a light blue one in the background right over there. That's a DB4. Darker blue one just a little bit close to us, a DB5. We've got a DB6 just here, not sure if you can see it in just the edge of the shot over there. Over here we've got an Aston Martin DBS V8, and then there's a DBS 6 over there as well. Like, this is one room. This is one room. What a fantastic looking car. So that's a little bit about the crazy Aston Martins. But next up, Austin Healey 3000 GT and an AC Cobra. Come on, I mean, choices. So this Austin Healey 3000 is actually a press car. 1961 this was brought out, driven by loads of different magazines and that sort of stuff at the very beginnings of the Austin Healey. It's now been absolutely lovingly restored back to fast road rally condition. Absolutely brilliant looking. Absolutely love an Austin 3000 at the best of times, but that is beautiful. Check out that period race car. Loving these little leather strap details, bonnet pins. Fantastic AC Cobra, and it's got a beautiful colour as well, a really nice dark blue with some fantastic wheels. This one was originally presented to a racing driver way back when, had a 289 cubic inch V8 in it. It was then modified for the bigger engine, the 427 I think it was, something along those lines. But it's such a fantastic looking car, and absolutely brilliant colours, brilliant wheels, and just wicked, proper icon of the motoring industry. mean, this is dream, isn't it? This is absolute dream. Check out those rear wheels. Can you see them from there? The rear wheels sticking out further than the front wheels. These massive, nice bubble arches at the back end here. What a fantastic classic car. And as I said, we've got some classic bits in here. We've got some proper vintage bits and pieces, pre-war stuff, but then we have a couple very cool, fairly modern looking cars too. This Ferrari BB 512 has been sat here. It is absolutely brilliant. Looks lovely, properly period. Big fan. All-time classic battles, the Aston Martin versus the Jaguar, the E-Type. There's a couple of them here. There's a couple of different debates that we can have today, but what an absolutely wicked and iconic classic car the E-Type is. Back in the 60s, it was doing 0 to 60s that were way out beyond anything else that was out there. Really, really lovely styling and fantastic car, just completely timeless. But if you're more into your Jags and you fancy a debate, there's a hard top, or there's a soft top, there's a straight six, or there's a V8.
Now this one being the worst of the lot. This is quite obviously a V12, one of the smoothest and nicest engines ever produced. No idea why I said V8, what a complete idiot.
The choice is yours. The Classic Motor Hub. Right guys, that's been the original hangar of the site, but there is another showroom, another massive showroom full of some absolutely wicked cars. So let's get over there and let's have a little look at what they've got in store. And there you have it, we're in another showroom full of absolutely wicked cars. Wait and have a little look around some of these. Beautiful lines, this Alpha Spider S3. A lovely, lovely car. And it is worth saying, around all of these the showrooms, in the cafe, which we'll have a look at in a minute, there is artwork, memorabilia, all sorts of bits and pieces, all brought to the party by Martin, the founder owner. I'm trying to think if there's a more well-known back end than the 911 Turbo. I mean, it's pretty distinctive, isn't it? Maybe the whale tail on the back of the Escort Cosworth, not sure, but 911 Turbo, look at the state of that. Now me and this 911 have something in common. 1988 this was produced, same as myself, produced. What a fantastic looking car. Started off doing the 911 Turbos for the race series. They had to sell a certain amount of them so that they could qualify to put them into races. So this was a very rare cabriolet, right-hand drive, original model. Absolutely lovely in this silver with the standard and very cool looking 5-spoke Porsche alloys. Pretty standard sort of Porsche thing, isn't it? This sort of 5-dial across here. I think it looks pretty cool. Big fan. Well, I've never driven a Porsche. I might go and see if they'll let me have this one. Moving on from the Porsche 911, we've got this absolutely beautiful XK120 drop head. This is a 3.4 litre straight six, a beautiful car, originally owned in 1954 by a French actor and singer, and now in original condition offered you up by the Classic Motor Hub. What a beauty. Too much to see and talk about here. This is a lovely Corvette. This has been lovingly rebuilt to replicate an old school race car. It has now been racing at Goodwood and Le Mans Classic, and it's here to replicate one of the 1962 original race cars. Look at the state of that. Really cool hardtop, chucked on top. Brilliant looking car. Check out the detail inside. Corvette to Stag. Proper cool old school British sports car. 356, I think. If I'm correct, this is one of the ones in the original Top Gun Roadster. I might be wrong on that though. Vaughan will tell me, I'm sure. iconic front end round to the next. Citroen SM. That for a distinctive nose. I think the earlier Citroen was coined the idea of the headlights moving. Pretty sure by the look of it these ones do the same. I'm not 100% sure. Check the proper styling and rear end of this car with the covered over rear wheels. Very low slang. Wonder if this one's on hydraulics actually. Citroen SM. Look at the quality detailing in here. It's incredible. Very cool seats. Stereo down the centre. What a fantastic classic car. Check the dash wave in there. I've never clocked that before, but that is wicked. Very cool. 1924 Citroen 5 horsepower. Beautiful looking car. Wooden dash, leather detailing. Check out the ass end. Looks like a boat. Very cool though, very cool. Couple of more modern bits and pieces. Mercedes SLS MG. Couple of lovely Ferraris. 356.
Yep, it's a 355. The 356 is actually a Porsche. We've seen one on this video. There is a Ferrari 365, but this one is a 355.
A 360, both Spider. Drop tops. The last top boot lid. Whoa. What a machine. And what we've got in here in the middle, this here guys is the Maserati A6 GCS. And it's the last proper Maserati, they say. Because after this one was built, the two brothers left and went off to form OSCA sports cars. But this thing is beautiful. So this one's actually a replica chassis and shell, but with the original engine and gearbox from the race car. And as I've said a couple of times in this video, there's just some stuff here that you do not see anywhere else. Incredible piece of racing history. And these guys, led by Martin, are doing a fantastic job keeping these things up and running, keeping them for sale for people that want them, and making a place where people can come and admire these pieces of art. That's the Classic Car Motor Hub, guys, up in the Cotswolds. It's absolutely fantastic venue, some absolutely brilliant pieces of artwork here. I mean, it really is that simple. So the history behind some of these cars, the makes and models, but also the specific models that they've got here is really, really interesting. And just to be able to get up close and personal with them, have a little look around them, is absolutely wicked. They run a couple of their own events. There's a massive car park here, a really nice cafe for some drinks and food as well. So their own events, but also other club events come up here throughout the summer. Make sure to go and check them out on social media and also on their website. I'll leave links to all that in the description below if you'd like to come up here and see it. They are actually open 9 to 5 most days. I think the cafe is 10 till 3. So if you want to come up here literally just for a blast, then they're happy enough to show you around, have a little look around some of the cars as well as grab yourself a nice coffee. It really is a fantastic venue for that sort of day out as well. So I'm just going to say a massive thank you to the Classic Car Motor Hub, but also to Martin for having me along today. I really hope to come back again soon and do maybe a little bit more in-depth on one or two of the other cars. But thanks again for having me up here today. It's been an absolute pleasure. A couple of bits and pieces. 15th of April, I've got the Convoy, which is going up through the Forest of Dean. 30th of September, I've got my own little social just south of Bristol. All the details for that are going to be in the description below, but also links to the events page on Facebook, but also the ticketing websites. Thanks so much for watching this episode, guys. I'll catch you up on a future episode. I'll see you again on the Dizzy Cap Car Show.